Top 20 Human Resource Manager Interview Questions and Answers. Human resource managers employ strategic approaches to manage people effectively. The human resource management profession is not only designed to manage people but also to help them maximize their performance. Owing to these demands, it is necessary to hire a competent individual for the HR job. To select this person from a multitude of other candidates, you need to understand what to ask in an interview and the responses to anticipate. To prepare adequately, candidates need to know the questions that would more likely be asked during an interview. Here are the top 20 Human Resource Manager Interview Questions and Answers. 1. Why do you think you can make a competent HR manager? The interviewer wants to know about you and whether you can make the ideal human resource manager. He is also looking for significant skills and work experience to back your qualification for the position. Sample answer. I have 10 years of experience as a HR manager and a strong background in the industry, and this include working with a multinational corporation. I am a competent, dedicated, and experienced employee that has a great desire to make the human resource industry better. I have a skill set that will enable me to perform excellently to meet the standards of your organization. Besides, I will make a competent HR manager because I am committed and organized. My positive ethical background will also enable me to work without deviating from the regulations that have been set in place. 2. How would your former manager describe you? The interviewer is trying to gauge if you would be honest in explaining how your previous employers think about your performance. Sample answer. My manager appreciated me for quality and productive performance in leading my team toward achieving the organization's goals. He says I am able to communicate professionally across organizations to execute any projects assigned. In addition, I am results-oriented and a good problem solver. 3. How would you describe your management style? The interviewer wants to know the style you use to manage your business productivity. Sample answer. I would describe my management style as professional, integral, and inspirational. Based on consistency, I always treat all employees equally and fairly. My professionalism lies in my ability to uphold every significant principle and positive values of the company. I am inspired because I believe that with learning and encouragement, employees can always do better. 4. How would your style of management help you to become an excellent human resource manager? Every company relies on its leaders to implement the ideal approaches to increase efficiency and productivity. Sample answer. My management style would help the staff realize that we are all working towards attaining specific goals. I would also consider the employees' impressive qualities and appreciate their ability to make a difference in the organization. Training would also come in handy at this point. I would go the extra mile to ensure that the staff has a platform to polish their skills for increased efficiency. I also lead by example so that others can learn from me. 5. Do you consider yourself capable of leading a team? The question is critical because leading a team is one of the most critical skills that a human resource manager should have. Sample answer. Yes, I am capable of leading a team. In light of this, I have worked with several teams in previous companies to accomplish various projects. As long as it works towards a common goal, every member's contribution is significant in meeting it. 6. Which greatest challenge did you experience when working on a project? The interviewer is trying to gauge whether you are creative enough to solve problems whenever they arise. Sample answer. When implementing new HR policies across the organization, I received significant resistance from various levels of staff. On top of planning and strategizing in advance, I worked closely with change management team to execute the policies and create awareness. 7. How do you maximize full cooperation in a team? Every team has to be led successfully. This question is particularly for giving the interviewer insight about leading multiple people towards the same target. Sample answer. I give every team member a role to ensure that everyone works significantly to achieve theirs. By communicating effectively, I also bring them together regularly in meetings to plan for the future, including problems that may arise and how to solve them. Motivation and inspiration are also key. I always encourage the team members to put in their all when working on a project. I appraise them regularly and appreciate them for their good works. 8. Briefly describe the roles of a human resource manager. Every company weighs the competency of their applicants to ascertain that they know what their target positions hold. Sample answer. A human resource manager plans, coordinates, and directs the administrative organizations of a company. In essence, they are responsible for hiring and recruiting new staff and connecting employees with the organization's management. HR managers also work hand in hand with the top management to plan strategies that would build the company suitably. 9. If you are to recruit new employees, how would you go about it? One of the primary duties of an HR manager is to hire. The interviewer wants to know if you can execute this duty effectively. Sample answer. I would consider professionalism before hiring anyone to work for the company. I would also lean on particular skills that would be ideal for a specific job position. These include expertise and educational background. I would also consider significant skills in communication, teamwork, confidence, and creativity, to mention a few. At times, I would be required to look for the ideal candidates for the job. Social media platforms and other database platforms would come in handy to help me with my quest. 10. Conflicts are likely to arise when working with a team. What approach would you use to address them? The interviewer wants to assess whether you have what it takes to address issues appropriately. Sample answer. I have developed a clear policy to handle any staff or dispute issues which currently is used to maintain a productive working environment. I would begin by identifying the cause of conflict. After identifying the underlying issue, I would work to make the two parties clear their differences. I would put my counseling skills into practice to solve the problem in the best way possible. 11. How does a typical day for an HR manager look like? The interviewer seeks to know whether you are well aware of the daily responsibilities of an HR manager. Sample answer. An HR manager supervises and coordinates work performed by human resource staff. He or she mediates disputes at the workplace and provides direction on disciplinary procedures. Besides, HR managers oversee and plan workers' benefits programs and meet with department leaders to gather information about staffing and training needs. 12. What strategies would you employ to stay updated with current compliance laws? The interviewer wants to know how you stay current on compliance laws. Sample answer. I keep up to date with HR practices to stay current with the latest compliance laws. This is by visiting human resource sites to gain more insight. Whenever I notice any changes, I take measures to ensure that my company complies with the reforms. I also attend training sessions regularly to refresh my knowledge and skills. 13. Why do you want to work for us? The interviewer is trying to understand your interests in their company. Sample answer. This organization has established significant HR policies to ensure that everyone works towards a common goal. The large number of employees would challenge me greatly to be better and would also contribute to my experience. 14. What software would you use to make your role effective? The interviewer wants to find out if you know the software and tools that are used by HR managers. Sample answer. The HRMS would come in handy to help my department input, store, and track information. Recruiting software would be ideal for streamlining the hiring process. Additionally, a payroll service would help me to evaluate payment activities in the company. 15. As an HR manager, how would you help the culture of our company to grow? In essence, companies are usually built on a certain culture. They work to implement approaches that are targeted towards the professional goals and values of the organization. Sample answer. I appreciate the fact that your company values integrity, loyalty, hard work, and perseverance. I will significantly expand my skills on these values and more to enhance employee satisfaction with our services. Moreover, I will apply my knowledge and experience in this company to create a culture that promotes productivity. 16. What strategies can you implement to enhance employee satisfaction? The interviewer is trying to gauge whether you know anything about employee satisfaction. Sample answer. I would give regular rewards and bonuses to appreciate the good works of the employees. Once in a while, holidays would be ideal for helping them stay motivated and feel that the organization values their contribution greatly. 17. What is the most challenging issue you have experienced in your previous role? In the workplace, challenges are expected. The interviewer wants to know whether you can resolve them effectively. Sample answer. In my previous role, I was assigned a human resource team to implement various working strategies for other staff. Initially, several employees have complained about being handled unfairly by their departmental leaders. Handling the issue was a great challenge because I was dealing with great figures in the organization. Since they hadn't been held accountable for their actions for a long time, it took ethics and integrity. First, I lead my team in coming up with a set of standards that would be used by all managerial staff. Then, we brought on board the legal department to create and verify them. We used the new standards to train the managerial staff on how to handle the people working under them well. After several months of perseverance, the complaints finally stopped, and the employees were in a better position to work. 18. What's your understanding of an ideal working environment? The interviewer wants to test your understanding of an ideal working environment. Sample answer. An ideal working environment is one that is profitable for the organization. It also includes employees interacting and treating each other well, and having a positive attitude towards work. 19. How would you help to promote cost reduction efforts? The interviewer wants to know if you can reduce operational costs in the organization and, subsequently, increase outputs and efficiency. Sample answer. I have a great cost reduction experience whereby I would carry out adequate market research to help employees perform better. For instance, I would use software programs that would save the company extra expenses. Besides, I would improve processes and reduce paperwork through automation and adopting digital document formats. 20. What procedure would you follow to dismiss an employee? The HR department is usually tasked with firing people. The interviewer wants to know how you would handle that. Sample answer. I would place the employee on a performance improvement plan and make it clear that he or she will be terminated if improvement is not realized. If no improvement is made, I would initiate the dismissal process based on the terms of the contract. This would involve writing a dismissal letter and holding a short dismissal meeting with the employee. Conclusion. These questions above would help you to prepare in advance and adequately for a human resource manager interview. Besides, the answers will help you to know exactly what to expect or the right